Greg, I love you, man.
Hey guys,
Good morning.
thank you for joining us again this week, where I'm joined by none other than the infamous Mr. Chris Palmer, with his bottle of. Well, I don't. What are you drinking out of today? Is it a jug, a bottle? What's going on there?
Well, I'm gonna first quench my thirst with this Rockstar 300 milligrams of caffeine. Exactly what I needed, right? I already drank one too for the
Oh
wake up.
man.
I've been messaging the guy. I see him on. He's trying to get on like Instagram and stuff. So I've been seeing him on Instagram. So I'm like, hey, I'm an SEO guy, and I'm always drinking your stuff. You should let me promote you. But obviously, he didn't message me back yet.
wait until you become famous, man. And,
Yeah.
they'll be throwing them at you. So we've got Paul Hogden. Good to see you. Lisa
Paul.
Graves. Ken City from Bangkok. I'm good. Chris is also good. He's a bit crazy today. He's had too much of the monster. We all, Hayden Cox, and I need some Chris energy today. Fucking don't we all, man? I had the presentation there, an hour and a half. An hour and a half, actually, Chris. It wasn't even an hour. An hour and a fucking half. An hour speaking slot, and then half an hour Q&A. So I done that there, and yeah, it was all right. But I'm fucking knackered, so I've no energy left. I'm exhausted, guys. So I'm just going to be slumped here, and Chris can talk all day. But for anyone who's joining us for the first time, it's a question and answer session. Get your questions in. Obviously, we've got a lot of the Ryan Durrani, Randy Roday, Elton Musa, Amir, Jay, Yo. We'll come back to your question shortly, Jay. My God, you have amazing videos. Someone's saying, Chris.
Thank you.
Bloody hell, what about me? I'm only kidding. But nah, he's got some good videos. I'm very jealous. I look at them and I go, fuck, he's releasing videos on the weekend and everything. He's doing some crazy shit. Guys, if you are watching, do also hop on over. Just go to YouTube, search for Chris Palmer SEO. He has got a shit ton of tips, tricks, and all sorts of weird and wonderful SEO type things going on in that channel. Also, before we go into the questions, the show is sponsored by ODYS Global. You can get £100 sign up if you join using the affiliate link I am just about to give you. Just if you're looking for expired domains and stuff like that, they can help you with done for you affiliate websites, or age domains, which we all want to make money. So do hop on over. I've put the link in there. Sign up, have a look around. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you fancy some of the other stuff, in terms of doing affiliate marketing, then jump on there and get involved. But thank you. Someone's just put a $5 in. Have a beer or a rock star on me.
Ryan, nice. Good man.
Ryan, I want you to bring that beer to me in person, or it doesn't count. That's CBD cake, guy, as well. Bring me a CBD cake. Yeah. But Ken, we'll start with the first question. So guys, just do blast your questions in. Anything, even if you're a lurker, don't be shy. There's no such thing as a stupid question. But Ken's asking, what is the tricks you think to get YouTube videos as a suggested video? So Chris, what tricks have you got that I can steal from you today?
Here is the trick. I made a video called SVO. And the trick is this. Generally, when people are creating videos, you're looking for high volume, low competition, right? Let's say you're using vidIQ, which is something that I like to use. Well, what you're looking for is a little bit of volume, but very high competition. Then once you're, duplicating at least what's in the description and in the tags, And as you get views and your channel gets authority, then you're more likely to be suggested after those types of videos. And I've noticed this. I literally took it was a snippet from a training that a friend of mine bought about video SEO. And one of the videos that he gave me was this SEO method from a very popular guy. I don't want to mention his name, but that's where I learned. He said, target the high competition. And this is how and he was showing charts and all kinds of stuff, but that's generally how to do it. And it certainly works. My suggested video has gone down from the browser and it's becoming more suggested. That's why I started making my titles shorter. You don't get that initial burst, but you notice over the long haul, the views keep coming in. So, that's my only tip.
I'm an amateur at YouTube, as it seems. And I'll tell you something here that I didn't know, Chris, and it actually might help you. So obviously, I've got the sponsor, ODYS. And ODYS are like, fuck, Matt Diggety's bidding on your fucking channel. He's putting his videos on your channel on the ad section. Now, I wasn't actually aware that, and it was just a setting thing. Now, bear in mind, I'm not claiming to be a YouTube expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I didn't realize that if people are watching back replays of this video or any other video, they were getting ads every 5 minutes throughout the fucking video. So people were smashing the shit out of my YouTube with ads. Now, I've actually stopped that. There's no monetization in my videos, so I can swear like a motherfucker. I can do whatever I want, but I'm not doing that monetization shit anymore. So, guys, I just wanted to highlight no more monetization on videos. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize there was so many ads. I've never really watched any of my videos back, but just be careful of that as well if you're pumping out stuff.
Craig, as a quick caveat to what you just mentioned there, I mean, obviously, I know that you don't care about the $4 that you make on a video, right? Yeah. But that aside, you're less promoted when you're not being monetized because YouTube has no reason to pump your video. So that's one thing. The second thing is this: if you go in, and I'm sure you have a VA or multiple VAs, if you have them go into the video for the custom monetization for these live streams, you can make your own. So you can run the one in the beginning, but you have to pick one more. So right. 2 per video. So instead of it being auto, you can have it set to just the 2, one in the beginning and then one after, say, 5 minutes when most people drop off anyway, Yeah. So, I mean, that's another tip if people are being annoyed. And not every video is like that too. Just those really long ones, they tend to break up. So I know you don't care about the money, but.
Tell me this. So you telling me that you would just have the video on at the start, the ad on at the start of the video, just because YouTube are going to promote it more, right?
1,000%. I feel that once monetization hit my channel, it was like overnight. Like, I'm not saying I get a lot of views or anything. Obviously, I only get like a couple hundred, but it was definitely a difference. Why would they pump them? I mean, unless you're bringing a ton of traffic to the site. Like if you look at the top SEO guys, the only reason they're at the top is because they're bringing all that traffic to the platform.
Interesting. I might have to rethink my strategy then, guys. I'll maybe do an ad at the start.
What do I know? I'm just a crazy guy, right?
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. Paul Hogden said my videos are amazing too. Sorry, Paul, I needed ego boost, not just Chris's videos. But top guys, good to see you, Matt. Long time no see. So you had Kyle Roof on your show.
I did. If we're talking about a Dream 100, Kyle was in there. You were on there. That's why I reached out to you. Ruan was on there. Yeah, I definitely. Of course I did. I love what he has to say. I think he's great.
He's a great guy. So Ken is asking, can you share anything? I'm pretty sure you're better just going to watch, guys.
I even broke it up. Yeah.
Oh, you broke it up?
I did the first long one, and then I went in and took out all the pieces. He said something that was prolific to me, something that I was already thinking to myself. And if you watch the video, it's broken up. It's a particular section about, analyzing your keywords that are already bringing in traffic, and then coming to the determination of your true site's authority is dependent upon what type of traffic is Google sending to you. But how he broke it down was amazing. I was already thinking this. I didn't know that it was a thing,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he was great to talk to. It was a good show. Go check it out.
Yeah, go check out the show on Chris's channel. Not want to promote him too much, but yeah, check that shit out. I've got some cool guys in my channel too as well, right, guys? But nah, I'm only kidding.
Yeah, first, I think.
Yeah, Kyle's a good guy. I've got a lot of time for him. I've spoke with him at a few different events and had a few nights out with him as well. He can drink like a... I'm not even going to say it, but yeah, he can drink like hell.
He drank all during the show, yeah.
Yeah, good lad. Top guy. So check it out. Olesa, good to see you here, Olesa. It says support not possible in your area, sorry. Mad Singers, crazy people. Mad's actually, if you're looking for more speakers for your event, I don't know if you've got this guy, crazy guy here, but he's always looking for speaking stuff.
Yes, I am.
Chris, I've seen you mention crowdsearch.me.
Never. Sorry. I'm sorry. No, but no, I never. Not. Yeah, no, that wasn't me. Sorry.
I wouldn't use them. I wouldn't use them either. I know they worked very well back, years ago. I know people that used them. When I started hearing about it, I was too late to the party, and it didn't really do anything for me. May have changed now. I've not tried it again, in the last year or whatever. However, I've got other stuff. So crowdsearch.me gets the thumbs down from me, thumbs down from Chris. So get other sources of traffic. Though CTR does very much work. You've heard us talking about that in the past, but that particular platform's not the best. 82p up. Is it worth it? Just started running ads. 82p up, good profit margin. Nah, I'm only kidding. You'll get there, man. CBD cakes will get there. Does he bombard? No, he doesn't bombard my video with YouTube TikTok champ videos because I'm the TikTok champ. Mad. Why are you keep bringing this up? I'm the champ. We all know that. Give a rest. Anyway, Glenart has a question for you. Question for Chris. You put a hold on your CTR manipulation courses. When do you think the program will go back online? We won an SEO IT grant from a local country, and you would like CTR manipulation. Glenn, I also have a course on. I'm only kidding. When is it coming back out, Chris?
No, even Craig and I spoke about this. I only took it down for 5 days. It was never down. I just turned off enrollments just to add 3 different things in there. It was 5 days, not even a whole week, a business week. I took it down. That was it. So just to clear. Oh yeah, it's been back. It was only 5 days. It was gone, but yeah, it's been back up. Definitely.
If you want to find out where this is, if you just Google CTR manipulation, go to my page, go to the bottom, click on the link, it'll get you right to Chris's course.
You're a funny guy.
I'm only kidding. But genuinely, if you do want to find it, you can find it there, but go direct to Chris. He keeps all of the money, which he deserves. But if anyone wants to cut me in, you know where to go.
Yeah, that's fine.
Chris is like, shut up, move on. Amir Kashiba, I have a GMB question. What are your suggestions for GMB optimization? For example, a dentist, you can get 3 or 4 categories for the dentist, and the primary category is dental clinic. What would the other ones be?
That's it. I mean, if it, you went from something that would have been I could have gave you a nice statement, but if we're just talking about categories, it's very easy to determine what to use by looking at your leading competition. What secondary categories are they offering? That's what you should be offering if you offer that service. So always follow what is currently being rewarded by Google, and then there's your blueprint. So that's what I would do.
Cool. He's also asking if you've got any pro tip for GMBs. Go ahead, Chris. Give us one pro tip.
Pro tip. Utilizing either pin drops or unverified listings for all of your secondary non-metro locations to expand proximity.
Drag that shit out. Can you just confirm to me, because whenever I tell this story, because I do GMB, of course, everyone does, but you probably do it a lot more than me. How far can you drag the pin? Is it 40 kilometers or 60 kilometers before it needs re-verified?
Well, I don't mean literally moving the pin. You can move it. I don't recommend that. I mean literally creating other pins on the map that are outside of, say, a 5-mile radius.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
But you can also drag that shit out for a certain location. I think it might be 40 kilometers without being re-verified if you want to just drag some shit out. There's actually a guy I know he's basically getting all this stuff verified. You know, he's getting like 10 or 100 or whatever you want to call it, you know, postcards sent to a location. He'll then verify them and then drag the pins out, and it's working well. So there you go. But
until now,
yeah, until Google just shut it down because of you, Amir, asking such a silly question. But, also send local traffic to your GMB. It also helps. So traffic and engagement on that stuff. Even if it's you and it's your GMB, and you're driving, you know, to your GMB, you know, place of work, you know, go in, get directions, you know, put it on the maps and stuff like that, and get your friends to do the same and whatever else you can do.
Yeah, and as a side note too, as far as traffic is concerned, generally 9 times out of 10, unless it's an unverified, you'll see that the top number 1 position for GMB, they're also ranking in 1, 2, or 3 position. So what's really good is, why don't you pull that site in and see that page that's ranking, see what kind of traffic they're getting, what secondary keywords that are beside your primary keyword are they ranking that page for. Then that's what you want to start associating your brand plus that keyword and sending traffic that way. That's how you get the bump. So yeah,
makes sense. Guys, also just do make sure that you do give the channel and the video a little like. You can use haters and trolls out there. You can give it a little dislike. That stuff helps as well. Any engagement signal works. But Fatty Ahmed, is it recommended to use keywords as it is in content? What is the frequency of the primary keyword in the content? The earlier, the better. Do you even do that stuff, Chris? Like trying to get the keyword in at the start, like first sentence or first paragraph or whatever?
I mean, I'm obviously going to be judging the amount of variations by whatever is in the SERP, right? Utilizing a tool like Surfer or Pop or whatever you want to use. But as far as if we're talking about just that small element, like maybe you read Brian's thing about the factors and he says put it in the first 100 or 200. I don't think that necessarily, you know, you want to get it in that first paragraph, maybe also down at the bottom, but more so you want to be relevant to the SERP. So that's how I'd be looking at it instead. How many times, how many variations? Just right naturally, it'll come out if you structure your page properly.
And if you're using other related keywords around that, Google's quite clever in that respect in terms of being able to say, right, that page is about CTR manipulation if you're talking about various bits and bobs. So, yeah, it's not that dumb where you have to spank it the way you did before in terms of, you know, ramming it, you know, repeating yourself time and time again. Anyway, all Delta 1. Hey guys, newbie here again. Just want to say thanks for last week's advice on GSA. Getting used to it, slowly but surely. Good that you've taken action on it. And yeah, slowly but surely is the right way to go forward with that. And yeah, good luck with it. Chris,
and in my group, I just gave everybody a template. So if you're brand new to it and you just want a template to put in the template, all the settings are already done. So it's a template. Go ahead. You can go get it. And it's there right now.
in your Facebook group?
Yes, sir. That's right.
So go check out that if you want the template for GSA, guys. Anything to get people off of this channel onto his stuff, Bloody telling you, man.
Sorry.
Indian man I have an image in which I'm using copied content. I want to make DMCA page for them, in which I want to describe that if anyone have a problem with that content, they can contact me and I will delete. Please explain in detail which key points I have to add. If that page,
Goodness.
let's see if there's anything else. There's nothing else, no other message there. I would highly recommend, Indian Man, to not publicly advertise that you're stealing someone's content and using it. You can rub people up the wrong way. You could someone might just negative SEO you. They're going to do a request that page gets taken down. So I don't know if I would publicly advertise that they can contact you and you take it down. I think that's madness. Listen, we've all stolen something in our lives, and just try and remain off radar is what I would be suggesting. Chris, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I think that's great advice, actually. I don't even know where to go with that. I think that exactly what you said, Craig. I would just try to steer clear. I wouldn't even advertise that I'm stealing stuff. Why even write anything that even say, hey, if you caught me, you can contact me here. Just come on, man.
Sorry, man.
Goodness gracious, sir.
Ryan, what are the main things you look at when you assess a page? Is it traffic, links, content? If all of these things are okay, what's next?
I'm not sure exactly what you mean by this one. I'm assessing a page that somebody's having trouble with, assessing a page that needs to be optimized, something that's de-ranking in traffic. Primarily, I'm looking to see, the first thing that I want to know is what's currently ranking for the primary keyword that this page wants to be for. And then I'm trying to match it. That's the number one thing I'm looking at. Everything else is secondary. I mean, it should be based on what's ranking in the SERP. And then after that, then I'm looking at the top ranking position to figure out, well, what's their off-page strategy and what can I do that's going to mimic this? So those would be the top two right there.
What Ryan, because I know Ryan is always looking for something that's not there. If your traffic's good, your links are good, and your content's good, you pretty much get a good page. Move on to another page and stop worrying about it so much. If it doesn't rank, then obviously, audit, analyze, try and figure out, if there is something wrong. But Ryan knows what he's doing. He just likes to, I think he sometimes thinks that there's something that we're holding back. Not when I say we, I don't mean you and me, but like SEOs are holding back. Like, is it just that, or is there another step there, or whatever? There is no other step.
The step. You're right. He is right. There is a step, and the step is once all that has been assessed, and you're matching the SERP and the links, and you've done everything, and you're like just sitting and waiting. You should be already be on to the next piece of content. I mean, it should be like nonstop. So I wouldn't dwell. Just keep moving on. That's it. Keep building links and building content. That's the secret.
The same way Chris Palmer is churning out YouTube videos like there's no tomorrow. There's no dwelling on that video was shit or that shit, or just bang, 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 bang. Every time you wake up, you see fucking more and more and more of them. You're just like, fuck, go away. Just keep doing what actually works. Churn out more and more of it. But quotes Villa, how many days should days is a killer here? How many days should I give to rank a brand new micro niche in a low competitive niche? I think days is a bit, a bit much to be looking for, like 2 or 3 days. Give it a couple of weeks and you should start to get an idea of how quickly you can rank in that niche. I think, anyone looking for it in days, especially at the moment when there's indexing problems and, whatever just now, I mean, there isn't indexing problems as such. I'm getting content index, no problem. But for a new project, you may be further down that chain. and your stuff might take a little bit longer. So I'd be looking at weeks rather than days. There's just nothing you can really do other than submit it to the likes of, I can't even remember
Omega.
the name. Omega Index or something like that. But do you really need to push that? I think just churn out more content. It will happen. It might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, might even at a push be 3. But for something that's micro niche, very low competition, weeks should be enough for you to see something for sure.
Definitely.
But then, what's the definition of a low competition, low competitive niche? I went into some niches and thought, oh, this should rank in content alone. Turned up, put it out, and you're just like, fuck. It's actually a lot more solid than I thought. So don't just assume that. Do make sure you've done your research and not just hope for the best. TWOC 3 design. What's the easiest way to make money with GMBs? Paper leads is my answer. Paper leads, sell that shit. That's the easiest way to make money, and people are doing that.
And off of that paper lead, is there any networks that you know off of the top of your head that you would direct somebody to? Because that's been a frequent question of mine. I was going to make a dedicated video on it. But do you know any off the top of your head, or do you generally like to do, one-off deals?
I would rather do a one-off deal, but I know for you guys over in America, eLocal, if you're looking for local businesses, you can sell leads to eLocal. But these guys, with anything, want to give you the lowest amount of money possible. I think you just, go into a builder or whatever your niche is, and just go into someone and say, listen, here's the deal. I've got call rail set up. I'm tracking everything. Give me X amount per lead and use Gmbs to send a whole bunch of traffic that way and roll that out, whether it's 1 Gmb or 10 Gmbs or 50 Gmbs, something that you can totally scale up on once you get that model right. All you really need is call rail. You don't even need a website for Gmbs, and I think I was doing the you were there, Chris, yesterday with Brad Maybury and the Jordan Pearson stuff were in the chat, and they guys have killed it, with GMB stuff and paper leads over the years, and it's just simple and easy. Don't even need websites. Their assets or business assets. My assets is websites, videos, and all that. Their assets is just a GMB, and that's it. So that would be the quickest and easiest way to make money, I think. But there are countless other ways that you can do that. But I think for me, Chris, to answer your question, I wouldn't be looking for the big eLocal thing because your commission, the money you're going to make per lead is small. Whereas going to a local business, you'll be able to get a hell of a lot more than that from that business, and it's all trackable. And you just build up a relationship, and maybe even further down the line, say you're getting £5,000 worth of leads, that guy's regularly paying you $5,000. You can even draw a line in the sand and just say, listen, mate, just pay me a 5K a month retainer. I don't care if you get 10 grand's worth of work or 15 or whatever. You can just basically rent that site out, and you can, stop worrying about it, and it just makes money in the background. So you've got that option as well. But do you do much else with GMBs, Chris, or is it just paper lead stuff that you're messing around with?
It's really when they go into a brand new location, they'll set up different properties, but they're just moving from one to the next, really. It's been the same forever. So it's not an issue for them as far as budget is concerned for setting up a site. It's very easy.
Yeah, that's all good. Moneymaker, just started an online business. Would you suggest learning SEO or hiring someone? Some SEO guys are expensive and some of them are full of hot air. Yes, listen, there's a lot of guys out there full of hot air. It really comes down to you. Now, I'm an SEO and I can do a lot of this stuff, but I still outsource a lot of it because I just don't have time to sit and do it myself. If I want to scale and do more projects, then even me, I'm outsourcing it, but I know who to outsource it to, where the best places to buy are, and stuff like that. So you don't have to actually learn SEO, and you also don't have to hire a guy. You could probably go to someone like Chris, pay for a bit of time for training, one-on-one training or whatever, and basically get a shopping list from him. Say, Chris, listen, I don't really need to know the ins and outs of CTR manipulation and stuff. Right? Listen, we get it works. Is there something I can buy, or someone, a gig or something that I can buy where someone does this for me? So you don't actually have to learn SEO, the ins and outs of it, because that can take years and years and years. And obviously, the other side is you're hiring someone who may charge an extortionate rate and not actually deliver good results, or the guy just grabs your money and the budget's not right. There's so many ways where it can all fall down. But if you've got money to invest in the business, why don't you do like a consult call with someone, or just just be honest with someone and just say, listen, I can't be asked doing it all myself. I don't want to. Where do I go and buy this, this, and this? What is it you're buying? Show me how you do it, Chris, and or me or someone else or whoever you want, whoever you like, and get a shopping list from them. That's what that's a couple of different options there. But what would you add to that, Chris?
I think that's right on point. Even these, to have a basic outline or the fundamentals of the SEO, just to have a basic understanding, and then really having the shopping list is really, I think that's the greatest analogy right there. Because you're not literally performing all of these services. You just know what services need to be done. And then you're like, okay, content. All right. Links. All right. Citations, right. Or whatever it is.
You don't have to do outreach, set up pitch box and, do all of that stuff. Just pay some schmuck to do that. No one's doing that. And I think that's where you can make money work for you rather than you working for money. If you've got the funds available, then, I can easily show you, go buy this, go buy that, go buy that. And it's something I've done with a number of different people. And I know Lisa was in here at the start, and I posted a case study kind of thing with Lisa where she wanted out of the agency life. She had a small budget, and I told her the best way to spend that budget, and also what she needs to do in terms of writing content and everything else. And yeah, she's got a shopping list. She knows where to go and buy things as well. Is she ever going to be a great link builder and someone who does outreach? Probably not. Absolutely not. And does she want to be? Absolutely, probably not. So you can, as Chris says, get the fundamentals and then boom, get the shopping list to just start buying. It's just a case of ping. Your credit card gets a bashing all day, every day. But as long as you're spending that money with the right people in the right places, using the right formula of stuff, whether that's niche edits, PR, blah, 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 then, you're going to do well. So,
definitely.
Yeah. S.KH, is there any faster way to apply to the SEO strategy instead of guest posting for building high authority links? So, any faster ways, Chris? Give us your secret.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were just speaking of. Why aren't you paying for guest posts? Is a link on a site not the same as going and buying a link from a site? All links are equal until Google decides that they're not. So why spend the time and the budget and the time when you can just go buy a 1,000-word, 500-word post on a TF40 blog, for $80 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'd be looking for. Who's the best vendor? Who's got the best? That's just buy it. I mean, I think
don't even stick to one vendor. You can go out and buy these things yourself. Like there's guys and people per hour or legit and all of these kind of places. And I don't want to keep being like the Randy Rodé, pimp here, but if I want PR and I want a bunch of links, I go to Randy and say, Randy, I can't be fucking arsed, but here's the story, here's the angle, go away and do whatever it is the hell you do in the background to make this happen, and it happens. So Randy's like a guy on Legit who, you've got Nick Lee and you've got various other guys as well who I don't want to miss out on, but basically he's got a Fiverr gig. If I want a a real PR article. If I want a kind of what do you call it, advertorial in a proper paper, I'll just contact the paper direct. If I want, a crappy little niche edit, I'll go to another guy. So there's not always one guy for everything. I use multiple vendors, for different things. Like, as I say, using Randy as the example, he's the kind of PR guy, if you like, that has been doing my stuff for a while. And yeah, there's not one solution there. There's multiple solutions. And if he works well for you, use him again and again and again and exploit him for every link that he's got. And I'm sure he'll be also happy because he's getting paid for the privilege. So it's win-win. Amir, thank you. Good answer. What about the services they apply all categories? So this is the category guy on GMB. Do you enter services on all categories or only the primary? If you put them in all, isn't that duplication?
Well, you have your categories, and then you have your secondary categories. And also, what's really good, if you take a look at some of the top performers, you'll notice that they're actually creating custom categories. So I'd be looking at the top performers to see. And as far as the duplication is concerned, I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to get at there, but I would follow the blueprint. See who the top performers are. See if that relates to your business, brand, or service, and then primary, and then your secondary categories. It's very simple, pretty simple.
Yeah. Randy, just talking about the devil a minute ago. I had a situation the other day with GMB. I got the verification code in the mail, entered it, and then immediately the listing was suspended. Ever had that? I filed a request to reconsider, but I haven't heard from Google yet. How do we get it restated?
I have had that happen, but generally that was due to, say the verification happened or whatever the case is, but then you were to make some type of change or an edit, whether it's a phone or an address, hopefully not, and, the name of the business, or if you made any type of edits or multiple edits in a row, that's when I had it happen. But no, I not generally like, oh, I go in, I type in the code, and then it's automatically suspended. Haven't had that happen, no.
It's either glitched, Randy, or you've done something you shouldn't have. I've never had that happen, but I know with Google and whatever, sometimes just these things happen, and obviously then try to get through to a human being to fix it can be a pain in the backside. But I would probably guess that it may be something you've done that you shouldn't have in terms of, some kind of edit after, you're trying to verify it. But who knows? Wait to hear what the G says. But Jagged Dish, learn about survey promotion strategy. It's DevOps survey that I'm trying to promote. My social channel, I have a limited audience. So how to promote organically, no budget for paid ads. So you want to promote surveys, and you've got a, let's just say, for talking say, a very low social following. How do you promote organically and you've no budget to do it, Chris?
Well, if you have no budget, well, then you need to do all the things that you would do if you had a budget, right? You need to write your own content. But when you're doing surveys, that means that there has to be a benefit for the end user in order for them to spend their time, their most valuable asset, in order to fill out so you can make your dollar or whatever the case is. So you need to be building out your assets. Primarily, I'd be looking at content in a witty way too. So again, I'm going to revert back to what I always say is, what are the main survey people doing? What kind of content are they producing? Where are they? What social channels? Can you go to their social profiles and leave comments and start dialogue and get in with, so people that are doing this stuff can start seeing you. I'd be going to see who's the winner. What are they doing? Duplicate it just on a limited budget. So that's probably the best answer in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. But, I think you've just got to clutch at straws and grab anything you can when you've no budget. Get on forums, get on Facebook groups and all that kind of stuff. We've all been there. You've just got to think outside the box, try and get yourself in front of the right type of people. And
I'd reach. But if you're going to spend your time, reach higher. I mean, that has been done and redone, and it's been done so many times. I mean, if you're going to spend your most valuable asset, just reach a little higher. I mean, surveys have been done so much, my friend.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Chris has got a point there. You know, surveys has been, you know, it's one of those kind of things that personally, I wouldn't enter that space because it's just been done to death. But I'm not going to, jump on your thing. You know, you might be very good at it. You might have the right thing. But
True.
what I'd also say, see if you've no budget, take a bank loan. Like if you really have a business model that you believe in, get a loan. You know, if it's, and I'm not saying get a loan for surveys, but get that budget. We all know that budget works. You know, you need budget, and you can rob Peter to pay Paul, or scratch around and all of that stuff. But if you need X amount of capital to put into anything, then borrow it. Get it on a credit card or something like that. I've been there. My first office. I paid the deposit on my credit card and stuff like that. I never had budget to start with. Put out my credit card and just blagged the rest, and the rest is history. But there's options for you. Find budget. You can't do anything at scale with no budget. It's just
very difficult.
Money talks. Brooke and Eli, how do you index new websites as fast as possible? Omega Indexer, it's apparently still working really well at the moment. I've seen the guys talking about that in their Facebook group. But obviously Google does have indexing problems. But Chris, do you ever wonder why people need a new website indexed as fast as possible? Is there not more things they can be doing with their time than obsessing over this?
I often wondered that. I get that question very frequently. I would let it happen naturally. I mean, especially when there's about to be updates and Google's indexing is causing problems. That means updates are coming generally, or they just happened. I wouldn't be so concerned. Just focus on, the fundamentals and building out content. Don't worry about that's it. It'll happen.
It will happen. That's the way I see it. Listen, I get it, and I hear people asking me questions all the time. You want stuff indexed quickly and all that stuff, but just do some work, churn out 50 blog posts or something. By the time you get to the end of that, then your stuff will be indexed pretty much. So just crack on. But Fatty's asking, does the SEO market in Australia differ with the SEO market in the UK? UK is competitive. Australia's not. I know that much. Do the search engine use different algorithms in different countries? Yes. It's easier to rank in Portugal or Spain than it is in the UK or the US. And, I can't speak, for Australia specifically, but, from the people that I have spoken to and the Australians that I do know have always said it's not that competitive over there. It's probably mediocre. But again, like, does it matter? What if it, the UK is competitive. Don't ask me why. So is the US. The people here, are just further advanced in SEO. Maybe they're not as advanced out in Australia. But at the end of the day, we have competition to beat. And, whether I have to build 100 links and you only need to build 10 in Australia, you have to do your analysis and attack what's in front of you. And there's always opportunities, even in the UK, for me to get the edge over the competition. So it's not something I'd worry about too much, whether the UK or the US is the most competitive. But hopefully that answers your question. But Chris, you anything to add to that?
No, I try to stick in my lane. I've never ventured. No, nothing to add.
Ilza Craig, good name. Can you recommend a SERP Shaker alternative?
No, I can't.
I mean, there's wait a minute, Mass Page Builder WordPress plugins. I'm going to Google some because I can't remember the names off the top of my head. But you've got mpgwp.com, which is multiple pages generator. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Just look for Mass Page Builders. Now, You do have Search Shaker, and that still works very, very well at the moment. I know that. But you've also got Page Generator Pro, Search Farm, Magic Page plugin. Trying to think of anything else I can remember off the top of my head. Can't remember any more off the top of my head, but that's a couple that work well with WordPress. But Page Generator Pro is probably the best out of them all.
My question is, why are you looking for the alternative? Because I've used SERP Shaker in the past, and I'm curious of what are you looking for and why? More so.
But yeah, that might be that SERP Shaker. To be fair, I've had people, Ryan Durrani actually in the chat was saying fucking SERP Shaker's a pain in the ass. You know, he finds it just kind of fiddly. Is there a better option out there? You know, I think that it's not a bad thing to be looking for alternatives if it's going to do something better. But they're all pretty much of a muchness if you ask me. But anyway, 24 Sumo. This guy keeps stealing my content. He's had the nerve to leave his phone number on my article. Should I contact him? I'm not sure if you're on the wind up or, you know, with that last guy. But yeah, give him a phone. Tell him to get it down. If he's got the nerve, that's ballsy stuff.
Yeah.
If you're being serious, that is. Stoned Ape. If G Drive stacked folder is shared to anyone with link versus public to the web, what's the drawback? Or is it completely useless to do it that way?
I made a video. I mean, I've talked this into the ground, really. All the assets that are within the stack portion, being the doc, the sheet, the form, yada, yada, right? All of those elements should be linking to one another, all right? They can be shared, but do not link those assets out from the G hemisphere, right? So all that little mini stack that you create, that needs to point to your G site, right? And only the G site should be something that links maybe to yet another buffer or something along those lines. So is it useless? No, but make sure that you're not, those properties are not there to link out to your main domain. All right. They all stay within their lane, in their stack, and they link to the G site. Then you blast the drive with the links in order to buffer. That's the whole purpose. That's what it's for. I don't think that it's, you know, overthinking. Don't overthink it. It's there to buffer links. That's it. And just don't link those properties to your main property. That's all I can say, really.
Cool. Next one, because I can't believe we've only got 10 minutes left. I feel
that's pretty quick.
Andy Woolley, can you share any tips on covering the bases in regards to indexation across multiple search engines? Google and what else?
Yeah, well, each of these particular search engines, you know, Bing, I forget the other main one, but they all have their own little set of tools and their own little APIs. So I would just be looking for what other webmaster tools or, you know, whatever kind of tool they have, whether it's a meta tag you put on your site or whatever the case is, just go and investigate. So that would be my best advice. Like Bing, they have their own. So, and I've noticed that indexation on the other search engines, once I've, you know, gone through whatever hoop they want me to, has been a lot better. So that's what I would do.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Deep, Craig, do you generate business from your own website? If yes, then in how many ways? So I generate a lot of affiliate revenue through my website. My particular website is more informational than salesy, if you like. You know, I'm not actively looking to generate a whole bunch of business from it, but yeah, I do get inquiries. I do make money through affiliate and stuff like that. But it's, you know, I'm probably not the best person to ask because, you know, a lot of the stuff that I put out is informational only. training material and blog posts, just trying to help people. So of course that turns to revenue, and people do say, oh, can you do this for me, and can you do that, and can I get a consult with you, and all of that stuff, and that's stuff that can happen, and of course it's nice for that to happen, but it's done in a number of different ways, but it's just key to make sure that you're seen as a trusted source, and good things will come to you. So hopefully that helps. Jay is asking, or he said, hope all is well with you both. How do you change clients from WordPress over to something like Duda without much interference or drop in rankings? Surely not just 301s. Why would you be changing from WordPress to Duda? What the heck? Is Duda not...
It's lightning fast.
Is it?
Duda is great. Yeah, I literally want to switch over myself. But there's Jay. What I would do is a friend of mine. He's on YouTube. His name's Ruan Moreno. He's done this successfully. Why don't we reach out to him? He definitely will have the answer because he did it. So that's what I would do if I was in that situation. But I love Duda. I think it's super fast. That's that.
Interesting. Was Duda not a plugin before that made your website mobile friendly, or am I just...
No, they had a little tool set, and then I guess as it grew to 135,000 or whatever it is. But yeah, they remind me of like a I don't know, all those platforms that they allow you like their own little sites, and then they have their builders and yada yada. But their setup is super fast. It's lightning fast, actually.
I'll need to have a look, because when I seen that, I'm like, Duda? What's going on? But yeah, that's my ignorance. I checked stuff out years ago and just assume it's always the same. So never do that. Ryan Durrani, Chris, what mic setup do you use? Clarity is super nice. So
really,
Ryan, with you. I don't think your voice sounds that good, but
neither did I.
It's clear. It is clear. It sounds like a good mic.
To be fair. It was supposed to be a good mic, but I have a Samson SM7B on the way, but this is a Shure SM7B is on the way. And then I just got my thing here to hook it up to, but this is a Samson G-Track Pro.
What about my sound? Because I've got a desktop one, but I've also got this one on the kind of pole that just sits above here.
That's
the quality still right? Good? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it sounds great.
Yeah. I just was curious, because you never know. Changing mics is a scary thing. Yeah. But back to the questions. Paul Hogden, if you have time, learn what you need to do. It will help you in the future. I could buy one from you. We are based in the UK. So yeah, you could do consultancy with me. I'm happy to talk to you. Just ping me and we can, sort something out if you prefer me and not Chris. Only kidding. Dig Doug. Any tips for SEAB GMBs? Seems like a lot of GMB tips are for listings with addresses listed.
Yeah. I mean, a service area business. I mean, I've even, there's multiple times too where you'll use an address and then you'll hide the address, right? You could get suspended doing this. But I don't see why this is such a massive issue. A business has to receive mail somewhere. So you can list a particular address and not show it and have a service area business. So I don't know why, I get that question a lot. Like, I don't understand. I don't know what the big fuss is. Maybe it's something I'm not seeing. All the assets that we have and set up show the address and utilize an address. So maybe it just has never been a concern for me.
Yeah. Can't really add much there. Vidi Paul, love you, Chris. I want to rank a micro niche website without buying any links. Tell me your secret.
You want to rank a site without buying links? Well, then I'm not the guy to get advice from, my friend. Uh,
You-
I'm simply not, you know, you know, I would just buy them, man. I don't know. If you don't want to, I guess you could follow the longest possible way. But what you'll find is this: even if you're pulling in your competition and pulling in their links and doing manual outreach one at a time, what you'll come to find out is 9 people out of 10 are either going to want funding plus content or a nice piece of content, and then you can't decide your anchors, and it's a big pain in the butt. So getting away with not paying for links, you're still going to, whether it's content or literal just money. So it's kind of hard not to buy a link. It really is, in my opinion. So it's, the best of luck, Vidi Paul. But I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Mikula, waiting for the day John Mueller comes in here and asks a question to Craig or Chris to learn SEO. That would be fun.
I'll do what he does. I need to consult the team.
Charles Flo, you guys want to buy some guest posts, £35 for a 5-pack Viagra niche. Jordan Pierce is talking about directory creator, which could be a mass page builder, I'm going to assume. So check that one out, Ailsa Craig. Me Rafi, how can we rank our website internationally? Do we have to purchase and redirect the domains with the country-specific extensions like .uk, .ca, or can you just do it? How would you do it?
I would probably start the domain with a TLD that is specific to that country. But if you notice, a lot of other sites that are getting a lot of traffic, just setting up a regular .com site, and they're based in the United States, they rank all over the place for particular keywords. So I don't know if there's a direct strategy. Do you have something better, Craig?
I mean, I would copy what the competition are doing. Like, people, some guys will have like a .com and then they'll have the / whatever.
Yeah.
Amazon are a big company and they do really well, but they use the actual domain. So they've got like amazon.co.uk, and then, if you go to, so who's right, who's wrong, they can work equally, regardless of what way you do it. It's hard to say like this way's best and all that kind of carry on. So, but you look at Amazon, is Amazon going to be doing some ropey SEO? Probably not. If you're working at that level and that scale, if you're a bit smaller and you don't want to go to the cost of buying all of that stuff, then you can do what Ryan Durrani's saying. Have it on a .com and then break the subfolders.
Yeah, with the sub, right.
ESD and etc. etc. So you can do it that way. I'm not going to sit here and say one way works better than the other. There's examples of both that work very well. Jordan's asking, the Whose Mic is Bigger show.
Craig got me on that one.
Yeah, I get him in every all over.
Just a little guy.
Austin's best DJs, Craig or Chris, do you absolutely need to have your business name in the SEO title for local SEO?
You don't need to, but it's generally recommended to not. I guess it's not recommended, but if you take a look at most of the SERPs, you'll tend to find that that's what they're using. Las Vegas digital marketing / Thrive agency, right? Or whatever it is. So it's just, it's really up to you. I don't think it's a necessity, but why wouldn't you? So.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? You can. You don't always have to you don't have to have your business name in every SEO title. I certainly wouldn't. There's no need to repeat your business name time and time again throughout your whole website or anything like that. Use it wisely. But Vidi Paul is asking, where to buy links in really cheap price. Jordan Pierce has said check out Legit, which there's great vendors on there. Vidipol has also asked, can he buy them from Black Hat World? Be careful. There's great sellers on there as well, but
Careful.
there's also equally as many bad, shady sellers on there. So do your research. Well, not shady. They're selling you links, but maybe a bit tired and burnt out, if you like. Is what I'll say about them. So when you're buying links, Vidi, just be careful. Do not. But one thing there, don't always just think really cheap. We could all buy really cheap links that brings us all up to a level. You need to be spending a bit more than the other guy or getting something better than the other guy, and to get the competitive advantage over the competition.
Don't go for cheap.
Nah, cheap's not the right. But again, we've all been there. We've all had, budgets, low budgets, and whatever. And I get what you're probably trying to achieve and try and get it at the best possible price. But cheap doesn't always work, so just bear that in mind. But we are out of time, guys. Make sure you do like the video if you did enjoy the show. Do make sure that you check out odys.global if you are looking for age domains and that type of thing. Do check out Chris Palmer's interview with Kyle Roof. Do check out Chris Palmer's channel in general on YouTube, because he's releasing videos every week. And so thank you everyone, including yourself, Chris, for being here again. It's been another quick show. Thanks for all the questions, guys, and we'll be back at the same time next week.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Next week.